sketch through, and if you feel comfortable enough, draw through a zone. We'll say zone, right? You're not gonna actually draw it yet, you're just gonna determine the area it's going to be. A zone for your bridge and your stair, okay? All right, so let's read, the EA. I wish I had numbered them, that's very odd. So, can you read cross-section for me? That's the next part, right? We haven't skipped over anything. Okay, somebody.
The
Yeah.
cross-section will incorporate a bridge. Students will need to select a
Roll of trace. Sorry about that. You're gonna have an overlay piece of trace, and you're gonna kind of, think through schematically. Schematically meaning it's not like you're not gonna get it all drawn or detailed out. You're gonna think through a location for your bridge and your stair in plan, okay? And then where that bridge is and where that stair is gonna be where your section cuts are, because I want the section cuts, and we'll draw them too, to go smack dab through the middle of your bridge for the cross section, and smack dab through the middle of your stair for your longitudinal section, okay? And, yeah, so hold tight. So, the first thing is you'll get an overlay piece of trace, and it can be a perfect 12 by 18. I got pretty close to guessing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, wow.
But it can be bigger. It shouldn't be any smaller though. And you can kind of halfway tape it down. But you're gonna look at your plan, and you're gonna try to determine the best opportunity for a stair and the best opportunity for a bridge. So let's start with the bridge as the instructions are indicating. So in here, what the bridge is going to want to do is connect two planes, okay? So ideally, you have an area where the planes, if I were to take a vertical line across, right? I see that right now I'm only hitting or touching one plane, right? Only touching one plane. And now I'm touching two, okay? And now I'm back to only touching one plane, and etc. Okay, so where you're touching two planes, where you see that overlap, is probably where you want your bridge. So luckily, this student, even though originally he did not have an outlier in this plan, or it didn't appear to be so, he actually did in that elevation. He does have that. So if you don't have that, that's okay, but we'll work through kind of maybe it touches one side of a plane to the other, right? But the idea is that this bridge is connecting that. So I'm gonna say my zone's gonna be somewhere in here, and I'm gonna have a piece of trace. I don't want you guys to have to draw right on your original composition, but I'm gonna do that here. And now I'm gonna determine the width. So the width says that I can be anywhere from 3 to 6 feet in quarter scale, right? So remember, we're not in 8 scale anymore, we're in quarter scale. So you're gonna go to the quarter side of your scale over here, and you'll see my bridge can be anywhere between 3 feet or 6 feet, okay? But no smaller than 3. We can maybe go bigger than 6, but no smaller than 3. So what I'm gonna do is I look here and I can see, actually that overlap is about 3.5. So that sounds good to me. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna trace out the zone for my bridge. Alright? And this is all on my overlay. So this bridge is gonna connect this plane to this plane, is the idea. So you're kind of.
So would that be 3.5 feet?
Yeah, so there's always a scale, very, very good question. So in quarter scale, this translates to a 3.5-inch bridge, which is pretty standard. Like by code, most things are at least 3 feet wide, like a door, or sometimes doors from there are a good 30 inches, but anyway. But 3.5 feels ample enough. So it out just on this overlay piece of trace where my bridge is gonna go. Okay, okay. So then we'll end on the longitudinal section, finding the zone, and then that's where we're gonna break today, okay? And then tomorrow, or Thursday, we're gonna do a section exercise, so you get a visual of what a section is, and we'll talk through actually drawing the section, but everything right now is just getting it set up. Well, I have my bridge determined, right? And one thing that might be helpful for you guys when figuring out where you wanna put your stair is thinking through, where it might show up here, right? So this bridge is connecting that plane with that plane over there, right? And so if I think about a stair coming up, the bridge is actually gonna be in this zone right here. We don't need to worry about that yet, but I'm gonna imagine it's gonna be at that height. So that stair is gonna actually come up from the ground plane and connect to that bridge. And I think I generally like stairs that walk, kind of hug the side of a wall, so I think I'm gonna have my zone be here, right? It could be anywhere, just arbitrarily, but I think I really want the experience of this stair coming along the edge of this plane, okay? So with that, again, the rules are the width of the stair has to match the width of the bridge, which is actually kind of mimicking what you see in building codes. So the width of a landing always has to be the width of the stair, if not greater than, but definitely that. So I'm gonna have another zone here, and I'll go back to my quarter scale, and it's going to be at 3.5, okay? And I actually don't know how long that zone is gonna be yet. I just know that it's gonna connect to that bridge. So I'm just gonna take it, and I'm gonna say my stair is gonna go out this way, and I don't know how many runs or risers I'm gonna need for that, so I'm just gonna have that zone. So my stair is somewhere in here, and it's connecting to a bridge somewhere here. So you're gonna have the same width of zone perpendicular to your bridge. And that is it. The only other thing that we'll start off with, next class is we will show the section. So right now, the section marker, as you remember, I said goes smack dab through your stair and smack dab through your bridge. So you're just gonna draw, it'll be helpful for you if you draw kind of a medium heavy line right through the middle, alright? And I'm gonna be looking this way, so we'll review this again on Thursday. But the tail of the section is gonna point up. It doesn't matter right now how big that is. So we'll say this is gonna be my stair section. I can get it right on it here. And then, I'm gonna draw a line right through the middle of my bridge. And it's gonna go, the tail of the sections is actually gonna go in the direction of the drawing, right? So I'm gonna take that and draw the tails of my section going this way, and this is my bridge section. Okay, so that's where I'd like y'all to get today. So jot out all your construction lines, and then locate on an overlay piece of trace where your bridge is gonna go. And again, you wanna try to connect two planes. It could have gone from this plane to this plane, it doesn't have to be that long. And then the stair is gonna be perpendicular to and the same width of that bridge, okay?
Yep.
Alright, very good.